Morning everyone, welcome to Megan Sullivan Art. I'm here this morning to present to you a new journal that I've just finished. This was one where I had the digital kit and all the pages pre-sorted and everything like that, but I just hadn't gone any further with it, and I already had this book cover put aside to use, so it was a matter of just finding additional book pages and so on, you know, all the other bits that we do to finish off a journal. So I'm just absolutely in love with this one because I've never actually really just done like a, you know, like an altered book, I suppose. Like I've repurposed book covers and cut them down to size and everything, but I've never just used a whole book in its, you know, with whatever. And it's really special because I was able to save the marbled end papers in this one, front and back. So the digital kit that I've used is from Love Junk Journals, which is Tracy Fox on Etsy. And it's called Vivid Nature, and I've bought this kit from her like well over a year ago, I think. And I've just had, as I said, hadn't completed the process. Anyway, so I've used that, and there are other bits and pieces, a bit of Nick the Booksmith in here. So the cover itself is 15.5 centimetres by 24 centimetres, and the internal pages are A4, so folded in half, so they're A5 finished size. We got 4 signatures. 240 pages, and so not all the ephemera from the Love Junk Journals kit Vivid Nature is included in here because I had used that for a previous journal a long time ago. There's book pages and other magazine pictures that I've used as ephemera and different things, and there's some scrapbook paper in here as well. And I've done some stamping, so I've just chosen 3 different botanical stamps and 3 different ink colours, and just repeated that throughout the journal. And you'll see there is a bit of a gold, so I've used an iridescent gold acrylic ink to edge around the edges of this Vivid Nature kit and the front cover with some of the flowers and the butterfly. And on the Vivid Nature pages in the kit, I have inked around the edges of the page as well, so you'll see that. All right, so let's jump in. So these are the gorgeous original end papers, and I've also then obviously saved the attached page. They're just my stickers, and I've used a burlap trim for the to reinforce the spine. So it's burlap with a fabric, and I've glued that down and really securely. So you'll see on the page, you'll be able to see some of the gold inking that I've done around there. So anyway, so that's the Vivid Nature. These backing papers, there's a whole range of different ones, but this was an actual digital kit or a freebie or something. Can't remember who from, but I can track it down if you're interested. There's one of the stamps. Lots of coffee dyed paper. So we've got an envelope which has got a note card, and there's also a piece of writing paper inside that matches. We've got a kids book page here, and I've just noticed a tear, so I will fix that up. These bits of paper that you'll see are band-aids where I had some torn paper from the coffee dyeing process. This is Nick the Booksmith. Some of the ephemera, which is all backed and sewn around, so that's scrapbook paper there. So it's pretty blank, so this is a vintage book. So it gives you lots of scope for writing and photos or adding into it as well. So this is another piece of ephemera from the Vivid Nature kit. And this is a piece of the magazine ephemera that I've made up on coffee dyed paper. I've got a whole stack of that sort of stuff that I'm going to be using in garden botanical themed journals. So I've tied the purples with the pink. So this is a Reader's Digest gardening book, and I just like the pastel coloured illustrations. That's another stamp with some gum nuts and gum leaves. Nick the Booksmith. It's another one of those backing papers. Another piece of ephemera, and I've gone around the ephemera as well with that ink of gold. Another magazine piece of ephemera on pink card. This is elephant poo paper from Indonesia, I believe. The kids book page. Another one of those backing papers. Really pretty actually. Another one there, so another book page. Nick the Booksmith. So I've done a little belly band there, and there's a tuck behind that as well. Nick the Booksmith. Another tuck here with scrapbook paper. This has come from an Uppercase magazine. It's one of their advertisements for this Vintage Life book that they produce, and I just like it. So I've turned that into a journal card. This is a colouring in book page that came from Australia Post. So there was one on Australian wildflowers and also on Australian birds. So this is the wildflower one. Another backing paper. Purple, purple. Scrapbooking paper with the elephant poo paper. Another ephemera piece onto lined. And this was just I shrunk some of the pages down to see what size I wanted for the front cover. So this was a trial run for size, but I've decided to keep it as a journal card. These textures were just off pixabay.com, I think, just for backing papers. They're all public domain images. This is another magazine piece with coffee dyed paper on the back. A second one of those writing sets. This is another one from pixabay.com, I think. So a little double tuck there. So two of the ephemera pieces. And I think they're JPEG as well, so you can actually probably resize them if you wanted to make them bigger or smaller. Another Band-Aid. And my fingers are blue from inking an ocean journal last night, so that will be, hopefully, should be finished off over the weekend. That's another monster. So this is a pocket at the back with a vintage, it's what a vintage looking image from a magazine. So that slips in there. Then we've got a side pocket here with another kit image. And a pocket at the front with another kit image with a froggy. Yeah, I just love the combination of these different kits, how they all work in well together. And there's a lot more ephemera that comes with the kit than what I've got here. There's pockets and there's corner pockets and there's probably, knowing Tracy Fox, a little belly band here. There's probably even some file folders, I can't quite remember. But I will put the link to this kit in the description so you can track it down, and the Nick the Booksmith ones and the backing paper, the blue backing paper ones. If I can look through my files and figure out who it was. This is another Nick the Booksmith one. Really pretty, and I've heavily coffee stained that one. Another colouring in book page. So another pocket, these are both from magazines. And a pocket there. That was another full page, which I've just folded over as over the page fold there. Just blank on the back. So these are all from magazines, probably the Flow magazine or Breathe. Maybe Uppercase, that could be Uppercase actually. Another image. I just chose some more vintage style things to add in there. And the original end papers and the back. So on the back there is just a little, like a white blemish there, which I have tried to get rid of it, but I can't. Otherwise it's in really good nick. And I thought if you wanted to, because I did go a little bit wonky here at the end with this stitch here, I can cover this with the same burlap that I've used on the inside, and it fits absolutely perfectly. So that would be a really good way if you don't like the exposed stitching, or if that little bit there bothers you. But anyway, so this may be my giveaway journal for YouTube. I just need to sort out how all that works because I've never done that before. So yeah, so stay tuned for that one, and stay tuned for the next flip, which will be a really big ocean themed journal. Cheers everyone, have a great day.